So not only do I have to burn the horrible memory of Berserk 2017 out of my mind, but the entire chapter of the latest Berserk chapter from the manga is giving everyone nightmare fuel because there are giant penis monsters in this one, and I wish I could be fucking joking about that. No, this is no immature, like, insinuation or anything like that. No, it's just full out frontal and all that. Miura doesn't care. These fucking giant centipede penis monsters are attacking Shriek and poor old Farnese in this chapter of Berserk. But there is some other shitty news and all that we got to deal with this, like, with this chapter as well, especially. And it's time for us to jump into 351, as it's going to be one of the few chapters that we're going to be talking about for a while, sadly. So sadly, if a lot of people hadn't found out about this chapter, at the end of this chapter, we did find out that Berserk is yet again going back on hiatus. Yes, as soon as Hunter x Hunter come back, Miura was like, well fuck, we two can't co-align one another like that. I guess I've just got to take a break, take off like that for a while. And sadly, that he, with the break that he's insinuated as well, Miura is not going to be coming back till winter. So that's something that incredibly fucking sucks and all that, because I was expecting with this chapter we was finally going to be getting some answers after 350, and yet again we seem to be getting a huge, massive cock tease to what exactly it is. I've got to admit and all that, even with me being such a huge Berserk target fanboy, I generally love that we're at the last fragment and we're right there. And the little bit of the pacing that we did get, I was like, ah, Miura, oh my god, you're literally grabbing me by the balls, and what do? You try to show some cock and balls, because while Shriek and Farnese were going around, like, through the last fragment, and it was like, you know, if you're, like, holding on to little Casca, and it's like, you gotta be careful and all that, like, you never know and all that, that's gonna be going around and all that, like, you need to, like, watch out, and it's like, oh, just hide, like, behind, like, Farnese's jacket and all that, you'll be alright there. And even the fact that, like, I love that they even describing as this well is like, even with the fact you gotta be careful about, like, everything, like this giant weird, like, petal, like, flower thing that's made out of corpses. And at first when I looked at the images, because it was like made out of corpses and made out of people, I wonder if that was insinuating to, like, Guts' birth at first, like, you know, him coming out of, like, the corpse of his mother. Unfortunately they didn't go anyway into it, so I think it was just more grotesque scenery. I'd like to go with that one. And even when like Dog Guts came out and it's like pulling out, like, Guts, even in his, like, this whole celestial form that he's, like, interpreted in this whole fantasy that they have, it's like he's still looking out for, like, Farnese. He's like, yeah, I've got your back and all that, no worries about that. And, like, the dangerous thing is that as they're going through this last fragment, and it's like, even Guts noticed, there's these giant fucking monsters, and it's like, they're wondering, like, what the fuck out, like, because there's no denying, they, like, with how they're shaped, and now, unfortunately, I have to look at them, they are dicks. They are straight up fucking dicks with legs, and it's really grotesque, and it's really like, oh boy, so this is going to be wonderful times that Casca had. I'm sure, like, Casca remembers, and I'm pretty sure what a lot of people think what this means, and that's the entire worst moment of her life, and that's the Femto situation at the end of the eclipse. And unfortunately, not only do these monsters start attacking, they start spewing white stuff everywhere, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows what that sticky white stuff is, and the fact that literally the Lady of the Depths has to come and protect them, and I'm like, well, she's just got a fucking cum shot all over and all that. It's like, just straight up, you got, like, gallons of a money shot just right there, and it's just like, oh, Miura, is this, like, why you gotta take a break? Did you just, like, fucking make yourself proud? Because the guy's spending days upon days just drawing knobs on his fucking pages, and, like, the guy's just at fucking the magazine, it's just like, this is alright and all that. It's like, I haven't seen one of these things like this in a while, like that. And the fact that she, like, with Shriek, like, she's like this little girl, she's seeing such fucking grotesque imagery like this, and she's like, I know, let me get my golem, and the golem just straight up just fucking, like, beats the everlasting shit out of these things, like, just crunches one in the fucking tip, grabs another, does a backbreaker on it like that, and, like, gets another one in a fucking arm lock, and I'm like, oh god, like, this fucking golem ain't getting no shit. This golem's Bane. It just, like, does backbreakers and just, like, all this kind of shit, and, like, this isn't even enough to take care of them. And the fact that it was, like, up to, like, the Cthulhu rooting rot lord, and alongside side with like the whole really fucking weird, like how we learned and all that was Farnese's like whole little magic that she was like able to incantate. Like it was this really god fucking weird Mosgus face coming down, who had these giant like torches as slices in him, and he's like swift as heaven's vengeance, and he grabs them and fucking starts like rolling them in and just munching on them. So you can confirm that Mogus is munching on a big bunch of gocks. So there we go. And that's not even worse. They're getting chased by him, even with the Rot Lord in this, and they got like 2 literal hench motherfucking dicks after them. Like this, like, and I wish this thing, you know, Savagezweipanda, stop talking about. Every panel for this whole chapter was like these dick monsters, and there's like these 2 big fucking hench ones, and they have dick for arms and dicks for heads. Like, how much can I like go on? I feel like the biggest fucking word I'm gonna say in this, like the most many amount of times, is gonna be dick, because that's all it was pretty much. And these 2 fucking girls running away from these fucking horrible things. Yeah, Mira, you definitely like to scar people to life, and I think if anything, it's safe to say on there, it's like, this is a chapter I definitely could have gone without, like, for the most part, seeing, like, Mosgus munching and fucking destroying dicks everywhere, and, like, them just trying to get to the top of the fucking last fragment. It's like, let's just get out of here, we need to do it now, like, quickly, we'll be able to get out of it, and then they get to the top of the entirety of this, like, of all the fawns and everything. It's like, and this is, like, you know, like, the whole thing of the Master of the Dream refusing it to like wake up is all because of this. The last fragment's up there, and we see the eclipse. We see this giant like hollow hole in the heart of like these fawns, and well, the last fragment's caught up in a cocoon made of fawn. So whether or not that is Casca's like whole body in there, but what if that's being defended by, if that's the thing defended by like Griffith, like an imaginary form of him, like Femto, like all the horrible things has just been cocooned into this one entity that has been left in there. So if anything, the like legit, I know like a lot of people always fucking go saying like, oh, you Panda, you fucking, you absolutely, you know, gag on fucking Berserk every month, and like, oh, it's the best thing. And well, trust me, I do go overboard. I will say, if anything, the one thing I can really complain about the chapter is that I really think that even with the chapters that we've had, I felt like the pacing could have gone a little bit faster, and we could have gone a little bit on there. And the fact, even as well, to mention up as well, the dick imagery, yes, it's supposed to mend this on there. Some of it did look really goofy. We just had giant dick monsters and stuff like that. It's intimidating, but it's also as well as goofy as fuck as well when I'm seeing this. And you see Mosgus just come around and just munching on it. Like, I couldn't help but just laugh my ass off at like this really like intense, terrifying scene for Farnese and Shamik. Like, it's just fucking weird. And I feel like as well it's going to be like one of the short chapters that I've talked about, like from Berserk and all that. I feel like that was just generally how it was, and it was still a decent chapter, and trust me, it helped a lot wiping the fucking taste of the fucking anime out of my mouth a little bit. But I kind of wish we had a little bit more on that. I kind of hate that we're going to have to wait again and again and again, and we got to wait till winter, so fuck me. We're going to be sitting here for a while seeing what's the fuck up the top of that tower, so I'm very curious to see what you guys think in the comment section down below, and what do you think about the horrible, grotesque penis monsters in this chapter. I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm going to get a drink and just make sure I can forget about everything about 351, because I don't remember like half of this chapter because it's just penis monsters, so I'm going to get that out of my memory. So I'll see you guys though next time.